Hello, good day today. My name is Uka'S editor of Africa World News. Welcome to Uka'S Beef. Now I want to ask you this question. Are you concerned about the thousands of Africans dying on the Mediterranean Sea, along the Sinai, Indian Ocean, and on the Sahara Desert? Why are you not concerned? In their thousands, since 2000, the year 2000 I mean, more than 40,000 Africans have perished on the Mediterranean, and thousands others have died along the places I mentioned, on the Sahara Desert, the Indian Ocean, and along the Sinai. And it's said that 30 million Africans, if not more, live outside the continent. More are still dying, and many more thousands are on the way, are planning to make these dangerous crossings. And from United Nations statistics, Africa is a booming continent. When I mean booming continent, population, the youth population is booming. 75% of Africa's population are made up of youths up to the age of 35, from 18 to 35 years. And they are thirsty for success. They are thirsty for things that will better their life. Hence, crossing these dangerous waters. Many don't really care how dangerous it is, whether they are going to die or not. And because of the elusive things about the West, the pictures that have been painted, the picture of El Dorado, the picture that everything is rosy here. So it spurs them to come on illegally into this part of the world. But lest we forget that all that glitters are in gold. But I still have to bring this proverb of my people that says, a widely traveled man is more knowledgeable than an old man who spent his entire life in the village. So I have to put that in picture, because many will ask, no, it's not a business. They want to travel to all parts of the world. Yes, it is important to travel around, but it is dangerous to risk your life, because risking your life is not only that you are causing harm to people related to you, but the society that you come from, the grief, and is this worth it? And if this is worth it, what is really here that is really drawing Africans like bees to the wasp? But who is concerned about this development? Who is concerned that Africans are dying in their droves, thousands perishing on the high sea, on the Sahara Desert? I recall a friend I met when I came to this continent. He narrated to me the story on how he crossed through that same route, Morocco. Where I come, they usually say, see Morocco, see Spain, looking at the map, the nearness. Some of these sayings are out of ignorance. He told me his story, and from that story, I read a book which I never published up to this day. Unfortunately, I lost the manuscript. But that story has always been in my mind. Hence, I decided that I should just talk about this dangerous crossing of Africans, and what can we do? How can we get involved in reconscientizing the people? Yes, that brings to the fore of who is really concerned about this. How can we really get into this matter? I feel there are factors which we have to put into consideration. One, that we have to start telling the truth. We have to start telling the truth by telling the African story. Because when you tell the truth, the truth will bring out the basic things, that are ingredients for progress. We have to start telling the truth. Those in the diaspora, Africans in the diaspora, I've always said, should take the lead in reconscientizing our people by telling the truth, telling our story, not keeping quiet or living a fake life, living an ostentatious life. For instance, many Africans in the diaspora suffer a lot. You've seen the immigration problems in Africa, in America, as it is in America, so it is in many Western countries. The Western leadership have placed big hurdles for foreigners, especially Africans, to jump before they normalize their stay. I have to tell the truth. Many Africans spend years, decades, to normalize their stay and do all sorts of things in order to get a stay in their country of residence. Many are educated back in Africa. Many had nice jobs, come from robust homes, and had good sense of living or means of livelihood. But when they come abroad, they struggle. Many do odd jobs, if at all you see the odd jobs. And Africans are mostly the second rated when it comes to picking jobs. I mean, this is the statistics. If you check, you see that most jobs Africans do are the menial jobs, are the jobs that the indigents, wouldn't like to do. And Africans wouldn't mind doing them. And on top of the whole thing, many still can't get a job. The menial job too, they can't. So it is important that Africans in diaspora start telling the story. We should start reconscientizing our people. Telling the story as it is. That's one. Two, all that glitters aren't gold. It's important people stop looking at the surface, I've always said the most important part of the human being is the heart. And like my people will always say, that the heart is like a handbag. It is only the owner who knows what is inside it. You don't judge people by the way they look, or by the clothes they put on, or how they dress, or stuff like that. It's what's in the contents of their character. We should not be looking at the way most people who live in the West live. When they come back home, they live large, they work and accumulate money. Many are into drugs. Many are into illicit businesses, They make a lot of money and go back home and do all sorts of things, raising high hopes for many Africans at home to cross over by hook or by crook. We should start telling the story. I mean, traveling is important, but we shouldn't be risking our lives in order to travel. Why should we be risking our lives, going to die on the high sea, causing problems for your community, causing problem for your community, causing problem for your family, causing problem for your states? I feel Africans in the diaspora, they have to start talking about this conscientization. We need to reconscientize our people. Then we have to spread and share our knowledge. It's important that we spread and share our knowledge. Many who have schooled here should learn to share and spread their knowledge. Good thing, the internet is there. Things are now on the fingertips. It's important we start sharing our knowledge, because ignorance causes a lot of things. We need to defeat ignorance. Even many Africans that come here out of ignorance, they delve into many vices. They delve into things that will eventually cause problem. And most times, they lack knowledge of the system. Before you know it, they misplace steps and get into trouble. And these, as a matter of fact, are caused remotely by many Africans who are already here, not spreading their wisdom and knowledge or experience. So it's important that we spread knowledge. Another fact we have to put into matter is Africans in the diaspora beginning to get involved in the government at home. They need to start campaigning against bad government at home. You need to start speaking up, because many Africans who live here go back home at the end of the day to pick up appointments. So they have the platform to change the system, to change the mentality on how people do things. Then we need to support Africans that are raising standards. We have to support Africans that are raising standards for the continent. People who are champions, people who are role models for those at home. Then we have to find a way to start uniting, because if we don't form unity of purpose, we cannot achieve anything. Without unity, it's going to be difficult for us, because there's travails for the African, especially in the wider world. Unity can conquer all this. That's my message today. Who is concerned about these dangerous crossings by Africans? Let us start thinking about that. I remain Uka'S, editor of Africa World News, based in Dublin. Check us on Twitter. Follow us, Africa World News, AfricaWorldNewspaper.com, and many other things we do get involved in. So thank you for listening to me today.